Shalom. Let's start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, salutations to the hopeful elect that's pushing this truth across four corners of the earth, all faith, truth, and sincerity. This I'm one above back and getting the sitting. This one going to about going about to how these Democrats and Republicans they can't come together to reach a deal about the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, right? About try to fund that, right? And TSA, so the TSA workers, get back to work and so forth. And it's causing problems, and a lot of right now I think it said 40% of TSA workers are called off because they're not getting paid. And it's causing the disruptions and problems with in airports and long lines of waits, because the TSA workers have called off. There's not um no help with that situation. And but Trump called in he called in ICE to help out with that. Then now he called in talking about bringing the National Guard to help out with that. So it's like I'm like okay, it's like, man, this place is coming to an end. Now, would they get a funding? Would they fund them when they fund? Would they fund the DHS? We'll see. But right now, it's not looking good. But this place is going down. America, Babylon the Great. This place is coming to an end. And like I said, the Democrat, Republicans, not just those two parties or whatever, can't come together with agreement, whatever. But Trump and NATO, they kind of, NATO and the allies, the United States allies, kind of, going back and forth. Trump coming at NATO about not backing them in this Iran war. I say, because like I say, these allies don't want to get involved with all, don't really want to get involved because like they haven't attacked you or anything. Like why is you why is you want to deal with or mess with those people? Go over there and why do you want to come at them about what? What's your beef with them? All whatever, but they don't want to get really involved, So there's no agreement there, But not too long, I just saw that, I think Europe, I forgot his name, but they, he talked to Trump today about, backing him in Iran war, but it's all prophecy, man. World War III got to happen, man. The full-fledged of it. The fullness of it, it gotta happen, man. The full out World War III is gonna come about, man. And it's gonna be ugly, man. But looking at some of these a couple of these articles. I'm not gonna read it, but just kind of just looking at it. The Guardian said Democrats shut down a DHS funding deal from Republicans as standoff continues. Let's see something. Let's see what it says. Santa Barbara. Let's see. I won't do it. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so Yeah, so they, the Democrat Republican, they don't want to. The Democrats, I guess, they don't want to, really fund the DHS because of the ICE situation about ICE and so forth. But like I said, man, these like I said, these two parties, they're not in agreement and they're not seeing eye to eye. So, when you're not in agreement or something, not seeing eye to eye or what it may be, Trump going at Trump calling out his allies for not backing him in the Iran situation. That's all that leads into. That's all leading to this place, America, Babylon the Great, going down. The collapse of these so-called white people, Esau Edomite's world. They divided, man. So, which I'm get a scripture to go into that now. So, when when things, when a nation is divided, it's gonna fall, right? So, I'm gonna get Mark 3:24, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So so if a kingdom, is divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. So this so-called white man Esau in my world, just ran by these elites, bankers, and so forth. They not in they're not in agreement. And these Democrats, Republicans, and so forth. NATO not in agreement with Trump. Not backing Trump, but they eventually, they're gonna get pulled into it. Because like I said, prophecy of World War III gotta happen. But like I say, it's divided. That house is divided, man. So the kingdom, is divided. So it's a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. The next verse, Mark 3:25, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So a house to be divided. So it's a house of divided, man. Nobody, like I say, is seeing eye to eye. Nobody's in agreement. Nobody's in one accord. Everybody's got they got their own opinion, or like I say, it's not in agreement of that a situation where it may be. Nobody's in full agreement, so you got a house divided. So when things ain't together, when a house is not together, when a nation is not fully, together in whatever the plans or what it may be, they have, in mind, starting with the elites and bankers and so forth. When they not in an agreement, their house is divided and they're not gonna stand. But and that's the times that we in right now. You seen the so-called white man Esau Edomite's kingdom, the devils that's in power. You seen they are divided against themselves. But in this verse, Mark 3:26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he can't stand but have an end. Go to where the word Satan right there is Shaitan, means adversary. So these Edomite so-called white people devil's world. I say the Edomites are they are I say they're vying against themselves. They they arguing back and forth about this and that and this. And so their world is at an end. And it's a good thing to see, man. A really great thing to see. Not good, I'm gonna say great thing to see. These so-called white people, Esau Edomites, they're not, in agreement. They're not on one accord, and their world, their rulership they divided, and it's coming to an end, man. And then, like I said, eventually, like I said, Lord Yahushua, You know, he's gonna make his return. You know, and completely destroy this place, America, Babylon the Great, and remove the so-called white people, Esau, Edomite devils out of the power seat, man. Remove this cancer, you know, of the earth, man. You know, that got the people out here, you know, confused, sick, and just tired and wore out, man. Because of these damn Edomites and they greed, man. You know, and they unrighteous decrees that they push out there, man. That it don't make no sense. You know, it's not beneficial to people. It's harmful. You know, the things that they, you know, push out, whether it be on media or the food, you know, the air, the chemicals, you know, within these plants and stuff. What I mean by plants, I'm talking about like the warehouse workers or whatever it may be, you know, that, you know, or whatever like that. You know, it's not beneficial. It's harmful to the environment and people and animals, right? You know, so, you know, that's why these so-called white people, Esau, Edomite devils, you know, you know, they gotta get out, you know, gotta get removed out the way, man. And that's gonna be by the way of Lord Yahushua when he returns in the chariot, so-called UFO, and bring these so-called white people, Esau Edomites, you know, down and out of the, like I say, out of the power seat, man, and they be done away with, you know. But I didn't want to make this too long. I just want to go into that. So again, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the Sisakin brothers, to the few Akwaf sisters that do listen, keep the faith in Yahushua, keep fighting with that. Say Shalom.